Hey guys, Ron here. I was going through my stash closet. Check this out. It's junk I've collected over the years, which is a lot. And I found a hard drive that I had laying around, and I bought an SSD for the build, and I got the this is the riser cable so I can put the graphics card vertically. But I wanted to show you something. These are USB to 3.0 SATA connectors. You can take any old hard drive, SSD or hard disk drive, like that little mini I took out of a laptop. I'm using in this guy here. Where is he? There he is. You plug that in, plug this cable connector in there. It takes care of power and data. And plug it into your USB port, and you got a remote. You can use these discs over as a remote USB operated. Also, they're 6 megabits per second, so they're fast. They're really excellent. So if you got old drives laying around, you buy these connectors. They're like $10 for a pair, and you can use these on USB on any computer and use them like a mobile device, like an external USB mass storage device. Plus, I found this old Toshiba. It's not that old. 1 terabyte. That's going to go in the build. The riser cards are going to go in the build. The riser cable, so we can put that graphics card in vertically. And what else? I got some other stuff. Got another wireless USB, so I can pop that in and do wireless with that. And yeah, so once I get started, I'll get back to you guys and we'll keep it going. Oh yeah. Also, I forgot. I got an arm, a monitor arm, so I can take this monitor, put it on the arm at the end of this table, and I can swing it in and out, stash it there, put it out of the way, and then put it in any position I want. That, you know, cheap piece, like 24 bucks. It's the aluminum, but beautiful. Little spring-loaded, nice piece. I'll show you guys as we set it up. So I also found some nylon flexible paint. So I'm going to paint up some SATA cables so I can keep the red and black theme going in this build. All right, guys, we'll get started eventually. All right, out for now. All right, guys, it's time for one of my incredible unboxings. So here it is. This is a monitor stand mount clamp on. It can clamp on or bolt on. And once you put the monitor, it's a VISA mount. Once you put the monitor on there, you can go any angle. I'm going to put it on the corner of the desk, on that left corner, and that way that monitor over there I can swing in and out of the way and help organize the place a little better. So here we go with the Genius unboxing. It comes with some pretty heavy hardware. So there she is, heavy spring loaded, and the cables hide under these plastic covers. I had to assemble a little mount, heavy duty clamp mount. So there she is. Alright, that's the Genius unboxing for today. Alright guys, so I'll get that set up and we'll get to work on this computer. Hey guys, gonna do put this thing together, get this riser cable in there, move that that graphics card over and see what happens from there. That was a pain in the neck moving all this stuff so I could get the get that riser bracket in there and rearrange everything. Hey, I had a bag of screws. You ever do that? I put them down somewhere and they're gone. I can't find them. It's crazy. It's gonna be put them on this so I can mount this monitor on this arm. But somewhere there's a bag of screws and I can't find them. It's nuts. I didn't leave the area. Alright, so let's go. So this is a riser cable. It replicates the bracket on the PCIe. It's a 16X. It's got the latch, and the other end plugs in like a male into the slot. And you just got to mount it. So that's going to be fun. And it's nice to have a screw collection handy because these threads are all different, and sometimes it drives you nuts trying to figure out which thread's going where. I stuck a piece of cardboard over that fan because just in case I drop a screw, I don't want to drop it into the power supply. Duh. Alright guys, so I got to find the right screws for this. So far the ones included are not the right ones. Gee, what a surprise. So I got the bracket in. Some pain in the neck trying to do it one-handed. But that goes in there. It's going to plug into the slot. You gotta try doing this one-handed sometime. It's really a challenge. But I get it done. I'm really frustrated about this bag of screws that I can't find. I just had them in my hand and they're gone. It's like duh, one of those dumb moments. I need that to put that monitor on this arm, which actually is a really nice piece. Alright, we'll be back with phase 2. We're going to put the SSD over here, get rid of this little laptop drive. Actually, that's 300 gigs. So we're going to use that for, I'm going to put that on one of these USB connectors and use it as an external extra USB drive. That's great to be able to do that with these things. Even with the USB, it transfers at 6 megabits, not megabytes. It's always megabits. I think it's 60 megabits per second, 8 bits to a byte. But everybody says megabytes, but it's megabits when it's transfer rates. MBS, megabits. Alright. Alright, we got the card in. It's always good to give it a quick test before you proceed to the next thing. Make sure it's actually working, so I'll give it a shot. Literally. Gotta plug it in, dummy. It's always good to power down and discharge everything by holding the power switch while you're working on stuff. That beep's a good sound. Alright, she's up. And she's running Windows off of this little guy right here, which we're going to get rid of. I loaded those copy of Windows onto a USB, so when I put the SSD in there, I'll load it to the SSD. We'll only have drive C. We'll only have operating system on it, and then the hard drive will be a different drive, just like a G or an E. That's just used for data storage. This may take a half an hour because this drive is slow. Oh, there she is. Alright, so this card is working. And that sure looks better, right? Nice, better setup. Quiet, too. Alright, let's shut it down and go to the next phase. So I put the wired gaming mouse on here. Plus I got the wire-free so I can shut it down, do what we gotta do. Oh yeah, I got Steam loaded on this drive and a couple of games. I was able to do that the other day. I was bored the other night. So you should be shutting down, this should be shutting down. Everybody will be shut down. Unless it's doing updates or something, that's crazy. Yeah, it's probably doing something. But anyway, we got the this mounted in, which is a pain. It looks good, and the cable is in, and you still got all your slots available. So we'll keep going. All right, gonna do the SSD, load Windows, then do the hard drive, and I'll show you some cool cables I put together. All right, so I'm in a better mood. I found the missing screws, and where do you think they were? Huh? I was throwing out garbage bags, the little plastic bags that came in one of the packages, and where do you think these ended up? In the garbage. So I went through the garbage, and there they were. So I feel better, at least. I'm not in total mental case. Alright, I didn't put any lights on for this little update. Alright, so we're going to put this SSD in there. We're going to load Windows from this USB. You go to Microsoft, you can get a Windows tool. It's real easy. And it'll ask you, when you load the tool, it'll ask you if you want to, when you go to load Windows 10, do you want to do an update or a new system? And do you want it for this computer or a USB drive for another computer? Just tell it USB, pop the drive in there, and it'll load it right up. It's free. You don't have, if you don't activate, tell them when you ask for a key, say you don't have one, it'll be non-activated. And the only difference is you won't be able to do any personalization or background colors, any of that stuff. But everything else works fine, so who cares? Alright guys, I'll be back with some lights soon. And I'll turn off the fan. But I just want to tell you, I'm not screwed anymore. Now I'm screwed. I was unscrewed. Alright, and I can put that monitor together so I can edit this crap, you know? Alright guys. Alright guys, how about taking a theme too far? We got red SATA cable. I couldn't find any, so vinyl paint with flex additive works fine. It's got to be paint though, not dye. And the flex additive is really important. Also, when you guys paint a chassis with rattle cans, the spray cans, the best thing to do is with 1500 sandpaper, let it cure a day, wet sand it wet with 1500 and 2000 sandpaper, spray it again, do that 3 or 4 times, and then buff it. It'll come out like a car. You know, I appreciate all these guys doing all this work, but when you look at the paint job, you can actually see the orange peel and the heavy coating and some of the runs, and you can get rid of that with wet sanding, compound, and a clear coat if you want. But the problem with rattle cans is the clear coat usually reacts to the base coat and makes it flake and do weird stuff. So if you wet sand it real good, 1500, 2000, and then buff it and compound it like a car, it'll come out like a freaking mirror. Absolutely gorgeous. Alright, tech tip number 747. Alright, so here's the back of the cable management. CPU power, 24 pin. We just moved the SATA through, looped it through, and the SATA power came in, there, down, and then back out. And then the hard drive, I put one in there, and keep going from there. She's nice. Oh, fan hub. I haven't been able to mount that anywhere, but it's working just where it is. There's plenty of room back here. So I'll be back. Alright, this is pretty cool because he's snapping. No screws, just snap and lock. So we'll get everything wired up, see what we got. See what the next disaster is going to be. Alright guys, this is fun. Not. I'm not kidding. This is good. This is good fun. She's coming together. Alright guys, it's another smoke test. I got the SSD up, I got the hard drive in, I got the graphics board in. Nice cabling done. Red and black theme. I'll neaten that up just a little bit. And I like to test everything before we put it back together just to see. You know? So. Duh. So I do these tests with you guys unprepared, unrehearsed, so we'll see if it's going to crash or what it's going to do. We'll see. It's going to go into BIOS. It'll probably stay in BIOS because I don't have an operating system now. Then we'll try loading this Windows copy up. There we go. Let's see if we can figure out how it's going to try and load. Boot, baby, boot. SanDisk 1 will be boot priority number 1. And does it see the other disk? Hard drive, let's see. I don't think he sees the other drive. Oh, I didn't plug in the SATA cable on the hard drive. Operator malfunction. Alright, that's cool. Alright, so we'll get out of here. That's funny. I think I did that on purpose because I didn't want to, I wanted to load Windows and not have an extra drive to worry about. That's a good excuse, right? Sounds good. You see, here's another SATA cable buried back here. I never plugged them in. Ah, that's good. Let's see what we're going to call him. I don't know, we'll figure that out. I'll be back. See, I put that speaker in there. One beep is good. If it's got error codes, it'll give you the beeps. Which is nice when you don't have a monitor or you can't get anything up and running. Things are acting up, use the speaker. The codes tell you a lot. It's good stuff. So let's see now, what does he say? Yeah, Toshiba, 100.2 gig, 1 terabyte, 0.2. SanDisk 120. Alright, good. So let's try popping in this USB drive and do a restart. And see, you should see it because I got SATA as the guy. Here we go. You ready, guys? Let's see what happens. I don't have a keyboard hooked up, just a mouse. We'll see. Did it reset or restart? Jesus. Yeah, it's going to load Windows. Look at this. So a nice fresh copy of Windows on this SSD. We'll have a backup copy on that other, on this little guy, which will now become a USB external hard drive. $8 modification. You guys should look into those. And got another wireless USB wireless adapter, so we're good. All right, here we go. Windows, English US, yeah, good. Install now. Sure. I still got the fan, not just the computer fans, but I got the other fan going too. It's just been humid and hot again. I don't have a product key. Sorry, dude. Windows 10 Pro, yeah. Agree. Keep on. I don't have anything. Custom advancements. I'll leave this anyway because it'll set the space up. Upgrade. I'm not upgrading. Say upgrade. Oh, that's like an upgrade. When you already got a supported. Yeah, you see, drive 1 is the 931 is 1 terabyte, and drive 0 is what we're going to use is the 120 gig. So that's the guy. This should go pretty quick, well, theoretically, because it's SSD. Anyway, I'm going to shut down for now because you guys don't want to sit through all this. It's a pain in the ass, and I don't like doing that. Speed it up. So let's see how quick. That's only like 40 seconds so far. Because we're going to the SSD, it might be pretty quick. And this computer's not online. I've got no wireless hooked up. Got to put the backpack on, and I think she's good. So this is what she's doing. We got the breathing CPU heart light. It looks like Tony Stark, and the thing he's got in his chest. There it is. All right, guys, this is cool. Alright, copying Windows files, getting ready for installation 7%. Yeah, I'll come back because this will be 3.5 days before you guys. I gotta make a cup of coffee, get the camera nice and shaky. Alright guys, I'll be back. Only about 12 minutes, not even, 9 minutes, 7 minutes. It says getting ready, and it says getting devices ready. So, let's see what comes up with. And I wonder if I have to go through the HDMI audio again or what's gonna happen. But it's cool. So she's up and running. I gotta unbox this this wireless. Oh, check it out. Because that last unauthorized, that last copy had it couldn't get a color background. It was stuck on white. High contrast, so it really looked bad. Give me a headache. I'll answer that question in a second. I just want to get this box open there for you guys. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? United States, that's right, that's good. US. No network. Skip for now. Gotta put a wireless on there. Damn, I don't have a keyboard hooked up. I'll be back. Actually, I do. But here you go. Here's our unboxing of this wireless USB. It's both. It's the dual band, 8.2 and. I don't know what the other one is. Whatever the two bands are, it's dual. I love USB. I remember the days of Everything was serial and parallel cables. It was horrible. You had to run drivers. I also used to write BIOS in the old days, put them in through the front panel. Plus, when we used to build computers, we built them. We had to get a backplane and take a wire wrap tool and wrap the wires from pin to pin, like 16,000 connections, and then plug the main boards in. Especially DEC. We did PDP-8s, LSI 11s, and VAX 11 780s. They were incredible machines, but check this out. 30 users on 32K of memory, 32K of core memory. Core memory, you shut it off, it wasn't volatile. You turn it on, it was in memory, it was still there. And the hard drives were like huge, multi-surface platters, like 100 megabytes. And the thing was the size of it was huge. It's just unbelievable what's happening, the way technology's changed. Sorry about the audio, I'm going to get something wireless so I can finish up this stuff. Anyway, these things are amazing. This thing, the technology is incredible. Just plug it in your USB port, it's recognized immediately. It'll ask for the password for your router or server, whatever you're using, and there you go. Oh, yeah. There we go. Next, you put ROM in there. Usually don't use a password on these. Corona. Later Corona. My Sharona. Oh, here we go. Location off. Diagnostics off. Relevant apps off. Speech recognition. No. Tailored experiences with diagnostics. That's the way of saying we're spying on you. Turn all that crap off. Hi, how are you? What's that? Alright, I'll be back. Anyway, we'll get this wireless hooked up. I'll get the back put back on here. Tighten up these cables a little bit, and we're up and running. I might also have, I'm going to have to go into the Windows operating system and activate the hard drive, and then no, I'm not going to partition it, but tell it what it is, activate it, and format it, and get that ready. And let's clean up this giant mess here. And there we go. Phase 1. Not bad. Not bad. This setup's a way lot better. I like this. I always like these riser cables on here. And I happen to like this graphics card. It doesn't use an external power supply, no 8-pin. And what did it do here? This camera's losing its mind. I haven't even got that. No 8-pin, it's all self-contained, it means it's low wattage. And she's cool. I'm gonna call Thermaltake, see if their P5 full kit, tempered glass kit goes around the sides. I'd like to get the hardware, because that hardware will fit these poles are the same size, so I can make my own panels. I figure I'll keep it all plexiglass, even the side panels. Anyway, look, it doesn't even say it needs to be activated. Wow, impressive. Alright guys, so there you go. I'll be back. I gotta get that monitor up on that arm, tighten this thing up, tighten it up, put it together, put the wireless on. I'll tighten everything up, I'll get back to you in a few, and we'll test this disc out as a USB drive. So any old drives, you got old laptops, old computers, yank the drives out, get these adapters, and you got yourself a bank of backup discs. You know, you can throw operating systems on there for backups, and cost you nothing. $8 for a cable. Alright, out for now, guys. Alright guys, nice and neat, right? 8-pin, 24-pin, SATA, power and data. The connector. That blue wire is the USB mouse. So that's gonna stay. The rest of this I'll tuck in and pat this back together. Sweet. I don't know if I ever showed you guys the back of this with the back on. Magnetic filter in that whole panel. And the way I got the water cooler set up, it's sucking air in through there and cooling it through the radiator that way. Alright, so that's how she looks tightened up in the back. Alright guys, so before I tighten it up, tighten everything up completely, I'll run it again, make sure I got HDMI audio. I got the wireless on this side, so that way I can keep a couple of these USB ports open on this. And it's time for the final testing. Also, I'm going to make a solid black plexi cover for that tray, and then Velcro that SSD on there. It's gonna look nice, and I'm gonna take a black plexi and cover that label on the power supply. But she's sweet. It's nice. I'm gonna check out VID.AM audio. I want to do it again and see what we got, and get online and see what we got. All right, I'll be back, guys. So she's up and running. I gotta check the audio. I'm downloading Google Chrome and Google, so I can do my searches. And I'm gonna go to YouTube and look for audio. And if she's good, then I can close this thing up and call it a day. But I'll tell you, with the SSD and this latest version of Windows, this thing is a rocket ship, man. Fast, fast, fast. Hey guys, quick tip. I had the same problem with the HDMI. I couldn't get audio out. Went to the BIOS, it was okay. And I did this last time. Went through everything. It looked like it was working. Right-clicking the speaker on the bottom right. Went to playback, and the graph shows audio levels are up. I had to uninstall the second time. Just uninstall. Go to Device Manager. Go to Audio, Games, and Audio, uninstall everything, then restart, and it'll reload the drivers, and it'll work. That happened twice, so it's a good tip. Alright guys, so everything's done. She's up and running, audio's good, and graphics are excellent. This card is actually pretty good, and system is quick. I just have to go format and allocate the hard drive, and we're all done. Alright. I'll be back. I got to put this monitor up on this arm, try that, and clean everything up here, and I'll be back to talk to you guys. Show you more videos. Okay, out for now. Alright guys, I just rerouted the CPU power fan to CPU 1. But what's interesting is it's a 4-pin connector on the board, but you see where there's a notch in the connector, and as long as the notch is lined up, it works with 3-pin okay, and it orients it right. I had to run the cable up and through there because it was sticking out like crazy. So here we go, phase 2. Phase 5, I don't know. But everything's working, and she's looking good, and she's fast. I'm impressed how fast Windows loads and shuts down and does its thing. I'll be back. Okay guys, she's up and running, covers on. Another tech tip. To clean Plexi, you know, vinegar and all that stuff's great, but 2 drops of dishwashing liquid on a paper towel. The liquid like lubricates and it keeps from getting any surface scratches, and it cleans up all the oil, gets everything off of there. Also, I cheated. I ended up using SATA cables that I found. The ones I painted, when I flexed them real hard, they cracked a little bit. So even with the flex additive, so good experiment, but I didn't like it. So I'm gonna clean up this mess, put this monitor on this arm so I can edit, and I'll get back to you guys. But sweet. And this system, what's interesting, I went to Microsoft, loaded Windows 10 on the USB drive. Told them I didn't have a activation code, and it's not giving me, you know, usually it gives you that activate in the corner and the white screen. It came up blue, and it's beautiful. So good for Microsoft. Alright guys, I'll be back. For an $8 cable, I'm able to take this drive, make it a device, and it recognizes it, no problem, and that's terrific. So you can do all your backups and spare stuff and use your old drives. So it's talking a lot. I don't know what that's about. That usually means it's interrupting itself. But she's there. Let me go look at this PC again. 232 gig. Yeah, that's the one out of my old laptop. Let's see. 232 gig, and it's only using like half. Free space 115, yeah, use space 116. So that's the one that came out of that laptop that I was using the other day. So we got him. We got the SSD, which has just got the operating system on it. And system reserve D is probably a partition off of something. I don't know what that is. I'll go find out. It's probably a piece of this drive that's allocated for, I'll tell you in a second. Let's go look. Yeah, it's 499 megabytes of the, it's partitioned for backup stuff. So I'm gonna have to go get, let's tell this guy to check this out. Go over here and we'll tell it to I want to remove it. Yeah, it calls it. Oh, it's got system reserve D is on that drive, on the USB drive. They call it local disk E. So I'll tell it I want to remove it. It should give me the old. There you go. Save to remove device thing and device, and there you go. She works great. There you go. Another good investment. So guys, for like go to Newegg or go to Amazon, grab some of these cables, because any old drives you got laying around you can use, and bring. You can like use it as an external drive, take it to another system, bring it to somebody else's place. Nice. All right. So she's done, up and running. Glass is looking clean, and I'll be back. And so that's what this is. The I think it's called Aki USB 3.0. Like I said, it's a full speed you know, full megabits per second as a regular transfer, so it's not slow. Alright guys, I got this thing up on the arm, so when I edit I can swing this over and throw a keyboard here, and when I want it out of the way,
I can hit the shot if I need to hit the shot. So
when I want it out of the way,
what is this?
Just
What is that?
push it out of the way.
Oh, that is intense. I got a new camera for videos.
Yeah. So it keeps your real estate open, you know?
You stole my boat, man?
So I have to figure out a good position for it, but I think it's going to work nice. And it's got channels for the cables to run down, so nice and neat.
I will try this new camera, see if you guys like it.
Alright, I'll be back.
Definitely not a pocket cam. It's a lot to carry around. Maybe.
Alright guys, I got this monitor up on this arm, and it's got cable management in the back, which is nice. So I'm able to do my edits and do what I got to do here. Swing this out of the way. I might move it back a little, but it's pretty cool. I can get any angle I want, anything. It's amazing. So that's done. This is getting cleaned up over here. System's up and running over there, running this, and everything's hunky-dory. Alright, it's pretty cool. So like, cable management is nice. This thing is really cool. You can adjust the tension so you can make it really tight or loose easy, you know. And this guy's up and running nice. Looks good too. And we got the wireless over there. We got the wireless keyboard over there. Got all these USB slots available. We got the SD over there. We got 1 terabyte in the back. And we got the 2 red SATA cables coming in. And she looks good, you know. I was going to do some heat shrink tubing on the power supply, but I don't think I have to. I don't know if this thing is focusing properly. But I'm going to do plexiglass in front of that power supply to block that out, and plexi base on the under the SATA and under the SSD, so that'll look nice, and that will be nice. Sweet. Alright guys.